This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1257 of Horse Tip Daily, your almost everyday morsel of helpful hints, useful facts, and practical techniques for horse folks. Brought to you today by Kentucky Performance Products. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. For today's tip, I'm going solo, and I'm going to offer up a couple of techniques I used to help my new horse, Nigel, stop screaming in my ear and causing temporary hearing loss every time I took him out of the barn. And we'll be right back with today's tip after this from Kentucky Performance Products.
The horse that matters to you matters to Kentucky Performance Products. Are you worried about digestive disorders such as colic, diarrhea, and ulcers making your horse sick? Try adding Nalox Advanced to your horse's diet. The ingredients in Nalox Advanced support a healthy stomach, robust microflora populations, and normal gut function, so digestive disorders become a thing of the past. Nalox Advanced is recommended for horses of all ages to maintain a healthy gut and reduce the risk of ulcers, diarrhea, and colic. Why take chances with your horse's well-being? Start your horse on Nalox Advanced today.
Alrighty, here we go. And a little something I like to call how to keep your horse from causing you to lose your hearing. Every time I took Nigel away from his little buddy, PT Scooter, despite the fact that PT Scooter seemed to hate him, he would scream at the top of his lungs, always seeming to aim directly at my ears. So I had to get this fixed because not only did it scream and hurt my ears, it kind of got old. He was a distracted boy, so we needed to do something about it. So first, we're going to go with the big picture. When you have a horse who screams and worries about his friends the minute he leaves the barn, learn to do some productive groundwork so that your horse can look at you and know that he's got a trustworthy leader and fellow herd member. And then take these skills with you when you get into the saddle. I see a lot of riders who practice groundwork and do a good job of it, but as soon as their butt gets in the saddle, that all goes out the door. So take those groundwork skills and take them to the saddle with you. And now here are some of the things specifically that I did with Nigel that seemed to work pretty well for us. What we did first was bring the buddy along. Let's start out with something that's easy. He likes to be with his buddy, so we're going to bring the buddy along. But we would go with the buddy and be near other horses that he has never met before. In our case, we did it in the pasture next door. We would just lead both horses to the end of the field so that we were close to the fence where the pasture horses next door were nearby and he could see them. Once he got comfortable with that, because at first he was worried that I was going to take him away from his friend, and just the fact that I was leading him around worried him, because he was pretty sure I was going to take him away from his friend Scooter. Once he got over that, which was really only 2 times that we did that, we would lead them out to the field, and I would hang out in the field with Nigel near the next door neighbors, the acquaintances, while Scooter walked away with Glenn. And eventually he got to the point where he thought, well, going out to the field with Jennifer's not so bad. I get to hang out with other horses. It wasn't a big deal. And what we do is take every opportunity to find new acquaintances. We'll take the horses out and find other horses who are hanging out near their pasture fences and hang out nearby. We just stop and chat with each other. We'll let them graze alongside the not very well-traveled road. We'll walk down driveways and trails, but always pausing when we come to other horses so that he can just be near them. It seems to give him confidence. Another thing I do is I do ride with other horses. I don't ride necessarily with Scooter all the time, his best buddy and pal, but whenever I have the opportunity, I ride near other horses that he doesn't know well. He gets used to the fact that there are other horses around all the time, and he's got company. Seems to make him feel better. And as we do this over time, he worries less about being taken away and putting in a situation that he finds stressful because he trusts in the fact that I'm not going to punish him for whinnying. Big mistake there, folks. And I'm always going to seek out a comfortable place for him, and he's getting comfortable with it. And one of the other things that we do doesn't involve riding, is we're constantly changing up where the horses are in the different pastures. Sometimes they're together. Sometimes they're separate in adjacent pastures. Sometimes they're separate in pastures that have an empty one in between, which is the most stressful thing when you have a horse with a big, big buddy. When we put them in the barn, we take them in and out at odd times so that the routine doesn't get to be too awfully routine. For them, something that changes a little bit is normal. We got fed at a different time of day. We got turned out in a different spot. We got taken in and out of the barn at different times or in a different order. Happens a lot for Scooter and Nigel. And it seems to help them not get quite so attached to each other. So that's what we do. Hope this helps. Well, there you have it. Make sure to have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free Horse Radio Network app for your iPhone or Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. Remember, it's free. You can also subscribe via iTunes. And thanks again to today's sponsor, Kentucky Performance Products. This is Coach Jen, and I'll be back again soon with another tip. So until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.